Welcome to the first episode of Meal Prep with me. Today we are making protein-packed egg muffins for this week's breakfast. First things first, preheat that oven to 350 degrees. And while that is heating up, we're going to start prepping the ingredients, starting with shredding arugula into smaller bits into a bowl. You can do this with a knife or by hand. It really depends on how many dishes you want to do later, and personally, I hate dishes. Now, we are making 2 dozen egg muffins, so we need a good pinch of arugula for each muffin. Set that aside and let's grab the other ingredients. The most important thing is the eggs. We have 2 dozen pasteurized on a regenerative and local Georgia farm eggs, raw milk from grass-fed cows on a local Georgia farm, and grass-fed raw cheddar cheese grated in another bowl. Setting those aside, grab a glass liquids measuring cup. It makes it easier to pour our mixture into the pan later. Just make sure it's big enough to fit 12 eggs and gives you room to whisk them without spilling everywhere. Underneath, I put an old plastic cutting board I don't use anymore because microplastics. Ugh. Just to keep my counters clean. Now, we can start cracking those eggs. I'm only doing 1 dozen at a time, that way I don't overflow the measuring cup. Of course, we gotta add 2 teaspoonish dashes of salt. Listen, we eyeball everything around here. Mix up until the yolks are starting to break apart and the eggs are smoothing out. Then, we add a few dashes of cayenne pepper. You can add as much or as little as you want. It depends on whether you want to taste a little heat or want to have to chug this whole jar of milk. Which, speaking of, we will add a splash or 2. Again, we are just eyeballing it. And yet again, we shall stir it up. Ooh, 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 little eggy, stir them up. Alright, I'm done. Sprinkle in a couple of handfuls, or 5, of that grated cheese. Mix it up one more time and set aside. Grab a wood cutting board, or whatever cutting board you own. You should really invest in an end-grain wood cutting board. Way fancier feeling and, well, no microplastics. To get that protein boost, we are going to chop up some delicious breakfast sausage, and guess what? It's grass-fed beef breakfast sausage. We will use half a sausage per muffin, so make sure you set them in separate little piles after you cut them up so you know how much to put in each. And now we can grab our muffin pan.
Wait, did you say the Muffin Man?
The muffin pan.
The Muffin Man?
No, the muffin pan.
Oh.
Moving on. Of course, we need to grass-fed butter each little muffin hole in our pan before we pour our egg mixture in. Then we can carefully pour the egg mixture into each muffin hole. Don't worry about the amount because you can use a spoon to scoop out of one and into the other in order to make them all even. Grab that arugula that's been neglected like Neville's earmuffs. Put a pinch in each muffin or as much as you desire. I use a spoon to press the leaves down a bit so we can fit the sausage. Then we will grab half a breakfast sausage and place it in one of the muffins and wash, rinse, repeat till the pan is done. And using that spoon one more time, press the sausage pieces down a bit because they like to float to the top. And finally, we can put the muffins carefully into the oven. Bake them for approximately 25 minutes or until nothing sticks to the knife when you stab them in the center. Sorry, that was aggressive. Gently poke them with a butter knife in the middle and see if anything sticks when you pull the butter knife back out. If it does, bake longer, and if nothing sticks, it is time to pull them out of the oven. Use that butter knife again to separate the muffins from the pan, and then you can scoop them out and store them in another container or start enjoying them right away. The end. Happy meal prepping!